All right, this video is on problem 113. And in this problem, they use real numbers. It's kind of fun. They say how much sewage used to be dumped right into Lake Washington. Let me get my paper here. So they really used to do this in Seattle, so it's kind of fun, again, real numbers. So they say 20 million gallons a day were dumped in there. So you figure out how much was in a week and a year. Use 365 days for a year. That's pretty easy, right? That's part A. Part B is a little bit trickier. Part B, which is what we're going to do here. So part B, they say, okay, imagine if all that sewage was dumped into a box the size of a football field, how deep would it be? Okay, so a football field is 50 yards wide by 100 yards, or however you want to say long. Let's change that to feet because they tell us that a cubic foot is 7.5 gallons. Okay, so 1 cubic foot, you have a box, cubic foot and a side, and it holds 7.5 gallons. So 50 yards is 150 feet, right? 3 feet in a yard. 100 yards is 300 feet. So we have this box. We wonder how high. Imagine sitting at the football field and every day they filled it with sewage. How high is that sewage going to be? To try to get a graphic feel of how much sewage was dumped in Lake Washington every day. It makes it a little scary to go swimming in it now, even though it's a lot later than whatever it was, the 1950s or something. Hopefully it's all disappeared. Okay, so first we got to figure out how many cubic feet it is. 20 million gallons times 1 cubic foot is the same as 7.5 gallons. We did it right, because gallons cancel. We take 20 million divided by 7.5, and I believe that would be 2,666,000. Go sixes forever, right? I'll stop there. It's that many feet cubed. Okay, that is the volume of sewage. That's how many cubic feet. Now, our box is 150 times 300 times the height, right? The volume of a box, you have a box, the volume of our box is, the volume is length times width times height. So, and this is the volume of our box. This is where we want our volume to be. So the last part, we just say, okay, so our volume, which is 2,666,667 feet cubed, is length times width times height, which is 300 feet, times 150 feet, times h, times the height. And that's what we want. We want to know how high our sewage is going to be. Okay, so we just need to divide this by 300 times 150, right? Put the 300 times 150 underneath over here. So our height is 26666, getting tired of writing this, 667, divided by 300 times 150. And that's going to be in feet, because everything we're dealing with is feet. Again, I just put the 300 times 150, divide both sides by 300 times 150. We do that, and we're going to get a pretty big number. Where's my calculator? Ah, here it is. So that's 2,666,667 divided by 150 divided by 300 is 59.26, about 59.26. So 59.26 feet. That's pretty tall, right? That's like a 6-story building, typically about 10 feet for a story. That's really tall. So imagine going to a football field, 6-story building in front of you, filled with sewage every day. They gave the answer in yards. So divide that by 3. 59.26 is about 60, right? It's about 60. So divide that by 3, and that's about 20 yards. So, not exactly, but they're just rounding off. So it's about 20 yards. So that's how they got their answer, because it's about 60 feet divided by 3. Cool. A lot of sewage. Terrible. Glad they don't do that anymore. Thanks for listening.